Okay, let's start with Alicia and the canvas. She's not talking a lot, so I don't really know where to put her. She also doesn't do a lot, like, besides just moaning. So maybe schizoid, because she's not expressing a lot of emotion. But she does in the end. So. Yeah, but just at the end. So most of the time in the game, she's just expressing no emotion. Actually, she does. She's a little bit jealous of Maël at the beginning of the game, when Renoir and her visit Maël. So maybe let's do... nothing fits actually. Okay, maybe she's schizotypal. She's a little bit out of the social norm, behaves not like... I mean, this is also hypothetically. Not all of these characters have a mental disorder. So if I had to, I would probably put her in schizotypal, because she has some eccentric behavior. Like, she's a little bit antisocial. Not antisocial, but behaves out of the social norm, which is eccentric behavior. So I would put her here. Okay, and Claire, I think Claire is pretty obvious. She's schizoid. She doesn't grieve. She doesn't show any emotions. She's just focused on, defending her family from the writers. So I think it's pretty obvious for her. She's schizoid, definitely. She's not having any emotion. So yeah, that is an obvious one. Esquier, where do I put our friend Esquier, our best buddy? I'd say he is also schizotypal. He's, searching for stones all the time, is pretty awkward, not behaving like a normal person, always happy. I'd say he has eccentric behavior. He's the strongest, but is not really using it, So yeah, Esquier is also eccentric, shown eccentric behavior. So he would be schizotypal. Francois is, I think, pretty obvious. He's also he's paranoid. Just lives in his cave all the time. As soon as you enter the cave, he's attacking you with his ice beam that one-shots you for some reason. So yeah, I think Francois is obvious as well. That's Gustave, I think. Yeah, that's Gustave. Gustave, where would I put him? Gustave was actually the one who was the least mentally ill, I think. He was pretty normal, I guess. He doesn't have any, weird behaviors, in my opinion. He's not paranoid. Actually, isn't he? No, I think he's not paranoid. Schizoid, no, he's showing emotions, so that also doesn't fit to him. Schizotypal, I think he's schizotypal because he's not borderline, he's not impulsive, and he's not deceitful, he's not really attention seeking. Narcissistic also. If I had to, he's also not narcissistic. If I had to put him in a category, it would probably be schizotypal, because he's an engineer and he probably just tinkers in his room all the time, and the others don't fit. So he's pretty hard to categorize. Yeah, I would put him in schizotypal just because the others don't fit. Okay, Loon. This people won't like it, but I think Loon is either narcissistic and don't get me wrong, like they don't really have mental health issues, but I'm, categorizing them. I have to, so I just choose the most likely one, and I would choose Loon for narcissistic, because narcissistic or schizoid. Actually, I have to put her in schizoid because she's obviously the rational one. When Gustav died, she didn't grieve a lot. She was focused on the mission, and I think that comes from all the trauma, or not the trauma, but her parents making sure she has to carry on the legacy and so on. And she's a very goal-focused type of girl, like Claire also is. They're pretty similar, actually, if you think about it. Which I'm thinking maybe they did it on purpose. Like Loon could be Claire in the Canvas world. Now that I think about it, yeah, but because Gustav is also a little bit like Verso, right? So yeah, I think she's schizoid. She's always focused on the mission, doesn't show a lot of emotions, is pretty cold, planning. So yeah, she would be schizoid. Okay, Mael. I would put Mael on borderline. She is, I think, like 3 persons in one. She's Alicia from the real world, she's Mael in the Canvas, and then she's also like I meant 2 persons. She's Alicia and Mael. On one side, she's Mael, who is, excited for the adventure, who wants to beat the paintress, who's raging at her. And on the other side, she's Alicia, who's grieving for Verso and who's, who's very attached to the Canvas. So she would be probably borderline. She's changing her character all the time. She's impulsive. For example, when Verso says to the party, we just have to incapacitate Renoir, no, we will kill him. So yeah, I think she's borderline. Monoko is attention seeking. Hell yeah, he's very attention seeking. He always displays this kind of I can beat everybody attitude, and is always loud, and his theme is funny as fuck. Like he's just attention seeking. I would say attention seeking, or also schizotypal, because he always wants to fight for some reason. So yeah, and I also put him in attention seeking or histrionic, because he would say, like sometimes he would say that I want to fight whatever, but isn't he afraid of like the ice guys? So is he really that brave, like he's displaying, So yeah, he would be histrionic. Noko, bro, hear me out, but I think I would put Noko at narcissistic, because he's like this little dude who is very confident, and actually no, he's not narcissistic. He sacrificed himself. What the fuck? No, he's not narcissistic. I'd also say he's histrionic, attention seeking, like, which also makes sense. They're both dogs in the real world, right? So, and dogs like attention. So that makes sense. Noko is also histrionic. He sacrifices himself for everybody. He just did it obviously for the attention. So I would put him there. The paintress, I'd say the paintress is either schizotypal, because who goes into a canvas? I mean, it makes sense. She's grieving a lot, and she wants to feel the character traits of Verso again, and where to do it best than in the canvas. But I think she's rather narcissistic, because she leaves her whole family behind. she's also the pillar of the painters. Like I think Claire said she's the strongest painter, and Renoir also said it. Like she's the pillar of the painters, and she leaves the whole family alone in the real world to grieve. And yeah, also this is a little bit like, you know, like leaving your family defenseless, just for you to feel better. So if I had to put, obviously, again, this is just if I had to put them in categories. They don't really have a lot of mental issues. They just all went through a lot of trauma. But if I had to put her in a mental health issue category, I would put her in narcissistic. Okay, Renoir. I have to say Renoir's my favorite character in the game. He's and the actor who is also speaking him, he's amazing, and his voice lines are amazing. And in general, I just like the aura he had in the game. He's really one of the best villains ever written, because you understand him, right? And villains that you understand are the best villains, obviously. So where would I put Renoir? I would put Renoir at... He's not narcissistic, because he's doing all of it for his family. He wants to free them from the canvas and help them, go through or overcome this grieving. He's more controlling, I'd say, but what mental health issue is maybe then antisocial, because he's trying to destroy the canvas from in the background. So he's manipulating, I'd say, the chess pieces to get the canvas destroyed. Obviously this doesn't fit a lot too, but if I had to put him into one category, I think it would be antisocial, because he's trying to get the canvas destroyed from the background as the curator. And Sayal, I think Sayal is very obvious. She's schizoid, because if you think about it, she's the most stable out of all the characters. She's the pillar where everybody goes to, the calm pillar where everybody goes to if they have a bad time at the moment. And she will understand, she's accepting, and she's just like this calm stone, this calm pillar in the party. Also, when Verso sacrifices everybody, she's stepping to him and is not angry like Lune is, but she steps to him and just accepts it. Oh, I get goosebumps, but just thinking about this scene. She just accepts her fate and steps to him, gives him his hands, and then just vanishes. And I think this comes from her having experienced dramatic trauma, and so to say, her body learned to detach herself emotionally. That's why I think she's schizoid. She lost her husband, she lost her child, and she just learned to accept and to detach herself emotionally. So yeah, I would say she's in this category, and it's pretty obvious. The others, I think, don't fit her. Okay, Sophie, we don't see a lot of Sophie. She's just there for 5 minutes. And by the way, Sayal was with a big margin. Me as a man, a big margin. Sayal was like my dream girl in the game. I was so sad when I played the alternative ending where Mayal summons everybody back and she had her husband again. Like I thought I was Verso in the game, obviously, and I thought we had something special, and she just put me away like that when her husband was back. So yeah, but that's life, right? You can't always have the baddie you want. Okay, Sophie, I would put add. Actually, I won't put Sophie in any category, just because she was just like, you know, the girl from the Neighbor's Girl, like perfect. She was sweet. She was beautiful, obviously. So I won't put her anywhere, because that would be disrespectful to her. So let's just leave her there. Or let's just do another category. Add a row below and put. No, now you won't see this narcissistic one. Wait, what am I doing here? Wait, am I moving her up? Okay, let's put this here, and then put perfect wifey material. That's perfect. It's not a mental health issue, but yeah, whatever. Verso is obvious as fuck. He's either antisocial or paranoid, but I would say antisocial, because he's living his whole life in the canvas alone. Probably hasn't spoken to any real person in a long time until he speaks to us. Is manipulating the whole party to destroy the canvas, which will erase them all. And yeah, it's just keeping secrets all the time. So yeah, this is obvious. Yeah. Okay, now let's do the analysis at the end, which I also did with Marvel Rivals. But this time it's really balanced. Like, the categories that are most representative is Schizoid and Schizotypal, which is pretty obvious, I guess, in this type of world. Schizoid, because the characters have to be a little bit emotionally detached, since this is like a, you know, hard world. They only live, they see their loving, like, the parents die very fast. So yeah, it's a hard world, and as a defensive mechanism, you have to become emotionally detached. So it makes sense that the Schizoid category is representative a lot. Schizotypal, yeah, also obvious. I mean, if you live in this weird world, you will have a lot of weird characters, right, who behave out of the social norm. So yeah, this is also pretty obvious. Yeah, that's it for this video.